everyone, this is Hashi Mami, and today I'm going to be talking about tips that have helped me improve my Hashimoto's disease. And if you don't already know, Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease. So this is something that took me quite a while to actually find out that I had. And it was through a lot of research and pretty much becoming my own health advocate. And I wanted to share with those of you that are in the same boat, that are currently looking for ways to find answers, or if you've recently been diagnosed, just tips that'll really help to that you can start right away to help improve your symptoms and maybe reverse your disease. So I'm going to start with tip number 1. So the first thing that I would say is diet. Diet is absolutely the most important thing, because if you don't already know about your gut, if you are, or even really inflammation in your body, but your gut plays a huge role. So depending on what you're digesting, that is a huge part of whether or not you're going to be having any type of systemic inflammation. So if you're eating foods that are causing this systemic inflammation, it's going to interfere with the health of your thyroid. So I read about 3 different books that were very, very helpful. The first one was Hashimotos Protocol by Isabella Wentz. The second one was Paleo Thyroid Solution by Ellie Russ, I think that's how you say her name. And then also there was Dr. Amy Myers. She has a book that is, I think, called The Thyroid Solution. So those 3, if you read just one of the 3, either one of those are really, really good. I just had to read all 3 because I wanted to know. So the top foods I would say that across the board tend to be inflammatory foods for people that have autoimmune disease are corn, soy. I'm thinking of this on my own without paper in front of me, sorry. Corn, soy, sugar, dairy, gluten, and those are the main ones that are really inflammatory. So staying away from those are extremely important. And in addition to that, you want to eat just whole foods and leafy greens and lots of vegetables, and as much as you can organic. I know that can be expensive. Like for me, I just did there's a thing called the Clean 15. It just shows you the foods that have the least amount of pesticides that are conventional vegetables, or fruit too. So I would look into that if you can't afford it, but just taking a positive step in the right direction with cutting out those different, and of course processed foods, but cutting out all that and then incorporating more wholesome foods and organic foods. So that's tip number 1. Number 2 would be stress level. For me, that was huge. If you are not controlling your stress level, if your work, depending on where you are, if you're a mom at home, whatever the case be, it's really, really, really important to control your stress. So between exercising, deep breathing, there's something I've actually started doing that's been very, very helpful. It's called diaphragmatic breathing. So it's like when you use your belly muscle to really just take a deep breath, and it's really helpful for those moments that you're extremely stressed. So that is going to trigger more of an inflammatory response in your body if you continue in chronic stress. So I would highly recommend trying yoga, just anything that brings you just a lot of relief and that you enjoy to do. The other thing I would say for thyroid health or improving your thyroid health would be the third, supplements. This is something that obviously you want to incorporate wholesome foods to have all the minerals and vitamins that you need, but initially you might need that extra boost. So I did take supplements, and that was very helpful. Again, I read all these books, and what they recommended is basically what I did after I did get blood work, so I could see like my levels. For example, vitamin D3 is extremely, it's probably the number one vitamin I would say that is important to have at the optimal level. So mine was on the extremely low range. So no wonder I was having a lot of crazy symptoms, because vitamin D plays a huge role in just a full body type of healing. And physiologically, it's something that needs to be in pretty much every cell in your body. So the other thing would be, vitamin B, magnesium, selenium and zinc are extremely important too for thyroid health. And I took also vitamin C. I also took, and I still take actually a lot of these, a B complex. There's so many different ones, and if I just go on and on, it's going to be a little overwhelming, but I just wanted to just kind of breeze over the topic of taking supplements. And again, if you go back to these resources that I recommended, they go more in depth and give you more of a reason why you need these. So supplements. So I would say so far those three are the most important. And if you can't do, it can be very overwhelming initially to do this and to kind of figure out, how am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? Just start very basic and start with one thing at a time. Like, you don't have to do everything at once, because then again, you're going to be stressed out, and that defeats the whole purpose, because then that hinders you from actually feeling better. So I would highly recommend those if you've, again, recently been diagnosed or don't quite know what's going on, and if you believe you have a thyroid condition. So I will put the link for those different books that I've recommended, and some of the supplements that I have taken that have helped me. And just to let you know, my numbers before I started, I specifically kind of stuck with the Hashimotos Protocol. And when I was on that, my numbers, my antibody levels were over 500. And once I was done with it, then they dropped down to 175. So it was a really big improvement. And I would, again, highly recommend this to start like as soon as possible if you want to see results. So I hope that these tips help you. It really helped me, and I'm really passionate about just thyroid health, because I think this is something that there's a lot of people that have it and don't even know that they have it. And until I did my own research is when I found out that I had a thyroid disease. So let me know if you have any questions, and please give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and also subscribe, because I will be doing a lot more videos on not just thyroid health, but just living a healthy whole life and my healing journey, and just things that I've done that have really helped me, and I hope that will help you. So thanks again for watching, and look forward to seeing you again.